Hello, Internet! This is Z Schrodinger's cat, and welcome to another episode of Finish the Base. Last time we made this mountain, and this cave, and this building, and this trough, which is supposed to be a dock. And in between episodes, I've been doing a little bit of stuff. I've got this pattern going along, like this will be the loading area. It's getting quite fancy, but that's because it's fun to be fancy, you know? And so now I need to deal with this area, and I think I want it to be like a covered thing, but not totally enclosed, and then it will go into an enclosed area over here. I think that's what I want to do. I don't know. Well, I have been busy. Basically, I've been working in between times when I couldn't record while I was making the Project Ozone episodes because I've been trying to rotate those. Yeah, I did some stuff off camera while I was late at night. People were sleeping and whatever. But, I got this floor going on here and brought this back. I don't remember what this looked like last time I was here. I think there was like cyan clay here, and then now I detailed it out, and also I see a problem. It doesn't look very good, but whatever, I guess it's fine. I guess we can live with it. Alright, but yeah, I got these designs kind of coming, and on the end I have these capping little things. They're slightly different, and they kind of circle around. It's more difficult to see now that I have this big thing in the way. It was cool to see when the thing wasn't there, but whatever. And I got these poles here, little sci-fi tube poles or whatever, coming up to this curvy roof. It looks like a bus station. But that's okay, because it sort of is a bus station, except for boats, I guess. And I suckered myself into doing another stupid diagonal wall, because I didn't learn from the last time. I don't know, it just happened. All of a sudden, I was at a diagonal. It took me by surprise, but now I have to deal with this crap, because this out here looks good. This little thing, I mean, this obviously not being detailed out, and it kind of looks like a dick. But we'll fix that later, and detail that out, and make it not such a long, unbroken up strip. And now I need to figure out what to do here, because I do not know. I don't think I want to have the diagonal go all the way back. It's difficult because we have this floor here that I don't want to mess up, because it's part of the design. So I'm thinking maybe I have like a slightly diagonal part around the outside, and then I just have like a thing coming down, like a facade. 1, 2, 3, maybe? Is that gonna be 4, 5? Is that gonna be weird? Is that gonna be too low? No, I think that's gonna be alright. I think that'll be fine if I can get that across here. Well, that looks quite bad. Quite bad indeed. Okay, let me see if it will be better if I swap it from the clay and concrete to the two types of basalt that I've been using. Kind of differentiated away from all the gray that's in the roof. Okay, that looks a bit better. And I also kind of pulled, that was already there, but I connected these two areas so they're flush, and also capped off this area. And I got this kind of design here. It's not great, honestly. It's kind of busy, but it'll work. But the question here now is, how do we handle this door? I don't want to come straight down because the floor is here and I don't want to obscure the floor. I also don't necessarily think bringing this all the way back will look good or purposeful. So what if we do a slight angle? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 into the middle. 1, 2, whoa, 1, 2, 3. Hold on, what did I do? I can't even count. What are numbers? Why can't we just, I don't know. I tried to think of something funny to say while I passed time, but I got nothing. And nothing came out of it. But, anyway, I think just going like that, right? Oh, no, that's not right. Okay, that should be even. And then maybe, we come across straight like that. Yeah? Okay, well, that's a little weird. What if I do 1, 2, 3, And 1, 2, 3. It's hard to see with these black blocks because the hitbox outline's the same color as the box, especially when it's up against a bright background like the sky. That's still not great. Let's see. Let me make sure it's like all the way back. And I'll take this down to 4th block scale off camera, but just to get the angle. Yeah, it's not great. Let me try bringing down an actual real wall, potentially. What with the things? It wouldn't be here, it would be back here. 1 second. Okay, that'll do. It's not the best thing in the whole wide world, but it works. It serves its purpose. I have this little door in here with these little glass things. I'm gonna fix this floor up a little bit. It didn't mess up the design too much. It's a little weird, a little awkward on there, but it'll work. And the next thing that I want to set up is I want to put a stairway here, like a winding stairway here, and I'm not entirely sure how to do that. I gotta define some shapes. And I'm thinking like a circle walkway coming across here. I don't know. I just went with the straight staircase because I couldn't think of a way to make it look good with the circle, because if I did like a spiral staircase, it would have to come out too far, I think. And I don't know. And also it was just simpler to do this, and yeah, it doesn't complicate stuff as much. And I don't know entirely how I feel about it. I think it works. I don't love it, I don't hate it, but yeah, it works. But the next thing we need to do is kind of figure out this thing up here, which looks pretty bad. This still needs detailing, but I'll do that later. Now currently I just want to figure out the form, so I'm gonna try and bring it around first. I'm gonna come across like this, and then copy this diagonal part over to here and have it be like a tube, and then we can add structure onto it after that. I added some more windows. This is now a room inside here. I figured that that was a good enough way to end this. I couldn't think of a way to end it like without a window or a balcony, basically, so I guess that fits. And I designed this more. Still need to do something with that, but it's coming along. And I'm starting to define some shapes up here. I want to have this building go up here, and I also copied the same pattern here to the other side, so it's symmetrical and still remarkably phallic, but that's okay. Oh dear lord, I should not record when I first open the client because the lag spikes are for realsies as everything loads in. Oh god, please cache my data. Please cache it. Stick it right in the cache, please! Okay, there we go. Yeah, and I kind of brought this clay over here to kind of... I want to have this area be slightly different of a biome than over there. Whoa! Be slightly different than the biome over there. I think I'm going to carry this yellow concrete powder over a little bit, but I want to have this area be a little distinct so that everything doesn't blend in, or I guess just become boring or something. I don't entirely know what I'm gonna do with it, but I'm gonna do something. Well, not until this lag spike's over. Holy crap, it's bad this morning. Okay, and I also brought this wall across on this side because it I couldn't think of a better way to blend this in. I originally had it terraformed down a little bit, but I was like, how am I gonna merge it in with here? It'll look weird if it's just a wall, so I brought it across, and I brought this platform across here, trying to bring in more of this, what is this? It says basalt. It's hardened stone. Yes, it is hardened stone, because this is getting a very dark and samey, and I wanted to not make this look weird. I gotta figure out how to bring this across a little bit, but not for now. This works enough to try and carry that color over, and so that it doesn't stick out like a sore thumb over here. And I don't know what I'm going to be putting on here, because I don't know how I'm going to get down here. I'm going to have to put some sort of path or something. I am unsure. I decided what I want to do with this area, and that is put a cool alien tree in here somewhere. I didn't think this through at all before I started this recording, so I guess I need to go find some blocks or something. So for right now, I think I'm gonna try and make it out of this smooth endstone block, and other such various endstone related textures, as there are many, because it's in our color palette, what with the yellow and the white and all that, and I think it'll look good. Maybe, potentially, it's possible, and I guess, I don't know, am I just gonna go for like regular tree to start with, like that one over there? But, big scale, I'm not entirely sure if I should have, like, one giant one, or, like, a few littler ones. As far as little can go, it's a little awkward trying to put this down because of all the bit blocks, and I'm doing it with faux blocks, but I feel like it would take too long if I tried to do it entirely out of the bits. That could work. And then maybe I can have, like, tendrils coming off the branches, like, seeping into the ground, like, vines or whatever. Not vines, but, like, roots. I guess that's what trees usually have, but more like worms, like slimy worm-like things coming out and, like, digging into the ground. Whenever I do trees, I tend to start with the roots, because that's just, that defines the base of it, because you don't want to have a little base and a big giant tree, because then it will look top heavy. And you don't want to have a big base with a little tiny tree on top, because that'll look silly. But, it's a lot of trial and error. A lot of just placing blocks at random and then tweaking them when you get around to seeing where the problems are. You get a thicker trunk, I guess. Here, so that it's not just the little tiny thing in the middle, and like big on top, big on bottom, but like tiny in the middle. That would be weird, and would probably snap in real life. Well, that looks not that good. I gotta thicken up this thingy over here. This is a little unbalanced. It looks a little anemic, this little root here. That's, I'm gonna come through with bits and make that smoother, but that works for a general shape, I think. And yeah, it's not gonna stay the way it is because it's ugly, but it'll work, it'll do. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of bring branches out like this and like dangle them down like that and do some dangling. And then again on the other side, long branch, dangle on, and then let's see. Do I want 4 of them? Do I want like a plus sign branch situation? Or do I want to have like these 3? Maybe this one comes up extra high or something. And maybe it comes down like this over here. But also again, like maybe it spurts out like that. Like such in this fashion. Like that, that's square. Gotta make that less square. Alright, no. Yeah, that could be good, maybe. And then up like this, kind of in a similar fashion. But yeah, it's a little weird. But I think it's okay. I'm gonna tweak this thing, this bark thing, a little bit. So I got this down to half block scale, and now I want to add a little bit more of texture into it, but not the same kind of texture that I use for the rock and stuff. I'm gonna try and make it a little bit bubbly, like a little bit like, I'm using the 8th block thing to kind of cut into it like that, and try and like add detail that way, because I could go try and bring it directly to 4th block scale and then to 8th block scale, but that would take way too long. And 2, that's kind of how I was doing the terrain, so it's the same workflow, might be a little bit weird. Though that's not looking great, I'll be honest. It does look a little bit like I made it out of half blocks and then got lazy and then decided to knock off some of the corners. But it does. I mean, maybe if I'm a little more random about how I do it, if I just like kind of spam click and just vaguely oriented it around the corners, so it's a little that's not bad. That's not bad. It's not a bad effect. I don't think so, anyway. It's not bad yet, I should say. I'm gonna see what happens when I do this over the whole thing. Boy, this sure is taking a long-ass time. I really wish we had the ability to do brushes with these, like programmable, kind of like world edit brushes. You give it a formula and it does the thing. But I don't know how you would implement that, but just the ability to be able to, like, have multiple little of these things being taken out. My dog feels passionately about it, too. Just the ability to do this, but on a larger scale, would be amazing. Like, the ability to take out more than one little cube at a time, voxel, I guess. And especially for, like, randomizing and stuff, kind of like, you take like in Photoshop, you can design a brush by just taking an image file and then it applies that image subtractor or add to whatever you're using a brush on. It would be cool if I could do the same thing with bits, or just, I don't know. It's something to speed this thing up. Also, my finger hurts from all of the left clicking. I've started to hold them down instead of regular click because my fingers started to hurt, but that's causing it to take longer. Oh dear Lord, this life is difficult. It's a difficult life that I've chosen. It is finally done! After like 3 hours, it's done! I don't know if it was worth it. I like how it looks. I don't know if it was worth it. But, now I need to figure out some details to add to it, because it's very, very one color. What's it look like if I come across here and put little highlights? I got this salt block here. Little highlights where the bumps are. Kind of outline the bumps, and like that. And like, where's the mushroom block that I had? Like little, shadows. This for shadows in the background. I don't know if this color is too dark, but, you sort of get the idea? Maybe that'll look good. Hopefully that'll look good. It could look good, or it could look terrible and be a complete waste of time. One of those two things. Well, that is certainly interesting. I think I like it. I like how it looks from above. I think it looks quite cool from above and like around here. When you get a certain distance away, it starts to look a little odd, but I think that's okay. I think it's okay. I think it's gonna be A-okay. The next thing I want to do is I want to add some sort of, like, teardrop, like, things dangling off of here, and I'm not sure which material I want to do that with. I'm thinking maybe packed ice, for now, just to get the Please. Please. Please don't do that. Thank you! Thank you! I'm thinking packed ice now just to get the color in place, and then I'll figure it out from there. I'll probably texture it completely differently, but for now, I want to do this. I want to, yeah, like I said, I wanted to have it be like a teardrop type thing. I think instead of what I was doing, wow, my voice is weird this morning. I think instead of what I was doing, I want to do something a little symmetrical. Because, I don't know, I just kind of feel like doing it, like a little crystal or whatever hanging down a little bit. I can't tell if I want to take this down to 8th block scale, or whether I don't hate myself. I decided that I do not, in fact, hate myself enough to bring it down to 8th block scale, and I have transported it onto all of the other little dangly bits, and these blocks here are for me to, because I've been doing it with designs, these blocks right here indicate where the front is from the original, so that I can have an easier time copying. But now it is time to start seeing what other kinds of details I can fit onto here. I thought I had more light blue blocks than this. Where did they go? Where did they go? Where's my light blue wool? Give it to me right now. I want it. Excuse me. That's the wrong menu. Excuse me. Light blue wool, please. There we go. I got it. I got it. Crisis averted. Okay. Here we go. Crisis averted. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm wondering what will look best on this. Do I want to... I don't think I want to go... I think I want to go on top with these little kind of viney things. Over, like swirling around, maybe? A little bit? Maybe? I don't know. Nah. I don't feel like that's a good idea. Let me try putting it on the bottom here. Like, coming up from the bottom. A little like that. Maybe. Could work. Could maybe work. I don't like it on top. I think I'm gonna paint it with the replace instead of putting it on top, because that looks a little bit weird. So, what happens if I instead do the replace function like this? Okay, I like that. I added a few more blocks in here, a few more colors. I got temple block on the very, very bottom. Then I got ice in between the packed ice and the wool. And then up here I got the... Oh yeah, I changed this highlight to concrete powder because it looked better and stood out more. And so that's what's here, and it's blending down into Certus quartz block, which is then into the packed ice. And I think that creates a good gradient. And I think it's looking good. I do. It's starting to look quite cool. But for right now, I want to get... I want to put, like, rings around it. I'm trying... The tree itself still looks kind of like it's lacking... detail. This is helping. I mean, not detail in the actual thing. There's a lot going on here, but like additions to it, plants around it, stuff around it. Because right now the texture is very detailed, but the model itself is kind of not. So I think I want to try to add some sort of ring type thing to this thing over here. Get out the way. Oh, that's gonna be in the way. You're so in the way. I gotta keep this here so that I can remember which side is the front. Keep track of things so that it doesn't get confusing later when I try to add stuff with the patterns. If I do. I don't even know if I will, but if I do, it will help. Yes. I will. That's not gonna stay like that, but it will be a good size. It's gonna be a good size. Again, starting with a fairly symmetrical structure with the intent of making a very organic asymmetrical coloring of the texture, but it's still a little bit... Not makes it easier to copy, honestly, because I can just use the patterns, and I think it also... It looks good. It looks more geometric, and I'm just experimenting with it. So, let's see. Those two things around everyone. Do I want to do a third one? I don't think I want to do a third one. Nah, no third one. Okay, that looks like the dildoest dildo I've ever seen in my life. Definitely not a third one. I can't tell which one I like more. The one with 2 4th blocks in between it, or the one with... Well, that's the wrong direction. The one with 1. 1 or 2. Okay, I decided to go with the one wide, because it looked more cohesive. It looked more like one ring that's split up versus a few rings which are just sort of there. And now I want to take this down to probably, I don't know which scale. 8th at least, if not 16. I think that looks pretty good and not like dildos at all. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Now I want to see what happens when I take this thing, this little thing, and I want to add like little dots, little stuff hanging off the side of it, because it's still looking very round. There's not a lot of, I don't know how to describe it entirely. It's too smooth of a form a little bit. It needs some more character, some more interest, I guess. That, maybe dangle on the side a little bit more. A little bit more dangly on the side there, like that. Let me work with it. Oh, this is looking good. I have them spread out here, kind of like moss growing on them, and now I'm coming in with this clay, and I'm kind of blending it in to make it seem like it's kind of, I don't know, molded onto the surface as opposed to just on top of the surface. Like it's like blending in or so. I don't know. It's a shading. It's gradient. It looks good, I think. Oh geez, I've just reloaded the clay in again because I went to go eat dinner and then I came back and now the lag spikes are back. But anyway, I did the thing and I like it, I think. And I think it adds some interest and some variation to these things that it really needed. The bottom part of the tree still needs a lot. I need to add some more foliage, some more plants, some flowers, some something or other. I don't know, something down there to kind of blend it in, because there's the tree and then there's just nothing. But that is just about all the time I have for this episode. Holy crap, this lag spike is intense. Jeez, it's a big one. Whew. Okay, well, that's I'm out of time for this episode. Next time we'll probably decorate this, or maybe I'll get rage quit and go do something that's less frustrating than organics. Or I don't know, maybe. But for now, I'm gonna say good day to you, Internet, and thank you for watching.